One guy who has one of the biggest smiles that you'll have ever seen. And you guys know him well. He's done so much for the school. And I met him a long, long time ago. But Mark Belew, it's you and I, buddy. All is well?
How do I follow this guy? I mean, I feel like Skippy the Punk and Mickey the Mope all rolled into one. There's no way.
Well, that's okay. We're done. Now, talk to us about your Lutheran North career first. Let's start there. That's where your life began, kind of.
Well, I considered myself the jack of all trades and the master of none. I played every sport that had a ball. I did it all with a ball. And I was okay at all of them. Not bad at any of them, but basketball was the best. And no, that's not true. My best sport was ping pong.
You and Buddy Black? Remember that name?
There's only one guy in this room that gave me a game of ping pong, and it was Jimmy. Where's Jimmy? He was the only guy that gave me a game of ping pong. We used to slam it out in our basements, and that was about the only guy that gave me a game. I was the Umsel ping pong champ. How's that?
I think that's worthy of a Hall of Fame deal. College career, sports?
Played basketball and soccer and tennis in college. I went out of North. We didn't have the greatest team in the world. We all had a lot of fun, but we didn't have a great team. But I played my first year in what they call the Jayhawk circuit, which is all the junior college at JUCO ball in Kansas. And that's when I learned to play basketball. I mean, I went 30 days back to the dorm room and threw up every night because I thought I was in shape. I was not in shape. And it was brutal. That's where I learned to play basketball. I came back and played at Umsel. So.
Best sports memory in North, and maybe we've already heard it, maybe it was ping pong. I'm not sure.
Oh, that wasn't North. Best sports memory at North, Mr. Mannion, leave the room. You've heard this 100 times. I don't know where Mr. Mannion is, but we had a whole bunch of us skinny kids came into North from as freshmen from Grace Chapel, and we went out for the C-team football team. Now you have to understand this was in 1969, and the North varsity was the worst team in the state of Missouri. They did not win a game, and I think they might have scored one touchdown the whole year. And my wife's favorite teacher in her whole life, Mr. Christopher, was the varsity coach.
You know, this is such a positive interview. I'm really enjoying this.
So we come in as skinny freshmen, and Mr. Mannion was the B team coach, and they didn't win a game that whole year either. And we're these skinny little guys walking around. Somebody said something about the locker room. Oh, locking. Chief mentioned locking Steve in the locker. We might have got locked in a few lockers because we were strolling around the locker room as freshmen, and we were 4-2 that year. We beat Country Day that had never been done before. We beat Burroughs that had never been done before. And I'm throwing TD passes to Jimmy and Paul Coomer, and I'm throwing to 10 yards, and they're running at 50. And the next year, school starts. And I'm sitting in English class. I'll never forget it as long as I live. And I don't know if y'all remember Lutheran North, the dreaded green slip. When you get a green slip, oh boy, there was something bad happening. And some person walked into the English teacher and gave the green slip, said, "Belew, you got a green slip." So I said, "What did I do?" Yeah. So it says, "Report to the library immediately." So I go down to the library, and I thought, oh my God, I'm getting kicked out of school. I don't know what I did now, And there sits Mr. Mannion like this, all by himself at a table. And he says, "Belew, is it true you're not going out for football your sophomore year?" And I said, well, yes, it's true, Mr. Mannion. Is it also true the varsity basketball coach, Don Edding, told you not to go out for football? And I said, oh, no, that wasn't happening. That's exactly what happened. He said, "Belew, if you don't go out for football, you start as a sophomore on the varsity," and that's what Jimmy and I both quit football. And I think Jimmy and I were the only two sophomores on the varsity that year. So,
family and business, you've done very well in business, we know that. And what's going on these days, family and business?
Well, got my grandson here, Ben Carson, and
By the way, best looking male in the room.
Joel.
Bow tie.
Joel, my son-in-law Joel Carson, his dad, played 4 years at Central Missouri State, where Jimmy and Bob Horn and all those Central Missouri, Lenny and all those guys are here. Joel played 4 years of basketball there, and Ben's 10 years old, and he's going through the legs, behind the back, shooting the three, and so we're excited about his career, you know, and family. My youngest daughter, she lives in Springfield. She's a CPA. She's our CFO, and she's still the all-time leading scorer at Parkway South High School, and was All-State 2 years, and Player of the Year in St. Louis, all that, blah, blah, blah. But we lost our second daughter, and we're proud of that. By the way, my wife Debbie and I went to Lutheran North together, 72, class of 72. And so, in Stacy's honor, we've established the Stacy Lee Belew Scholarship Fund, and it's to send needy kids. We're raising money, hand over fist, and it's to send needy kids to Christian education schools in the St. Louis area.
You know, what you've done off the field has been so relevant for not only Lutherans, but for people in this community. I mean, that's the applause that this guy receives. I can remember the time. Do you still have that stumpy little truck that you took down to Springfield one time with all your golf buddies?
It's a bus, it's not a truck.
Well, no, but I know, but you guys were kind of wound up.
It's a party bus, yeah.
Yeah, it was a party. It's a party that rolled through the parking lot. He said, "You want to come?" And no, I think I'm good here.
Well, and you know, I played ping pong, played football, played soccer. Jimmy and I grew up on the, I don't know if y'all know where Bob Russell Park on St. Cyr Road is. Jimmy and I grew up there playing soccer. I was kicking all the goals, and then he was playing baseball on the same field, striking out all the batters. And our moms actually bowled on the bowling team together at Suburban Lanes right up at the corner for 20 years together. So, you know, we go back a long way, you know.
Well, Mark Belew's done a lot for this school, that's for sure, and a lot for the community. Known him a long time. He's a good guy, and we appreciate you very much, and welcome to the St. Louis Sports Hall of Fame.
Thank you.